So I just finished watching The Possession of Joel Delaney, which is a 4K. This is the movie that I was least excited about for the Vinegar Syndrome February releases, but actually was a pretty solid movie. I did enjoy it. I'm not big on possession films, and that's the reason it didn't really appeal to me. I really find possession films, for the most part, very formulaic. There's a lot of the same cliche stuff in them. They're just kind of boring. There's just not a whole lot of variation. But this one had its own feel to it. The acting is really good. I really did enjoy that. The story itself is pretty interesting. The actual setup is basically about a brother and sister. The brother is like kind of a burnout, like doesn't have a whole lot of money. He's living in a lower income area of New York City. And then his sister is actually rich and she lives in like the high class area. And so there's this rift between the two of them, but they're also still very close. And then obviously, as the title says, there's like a possession that happens with the brother, and the sister's like loves him, so she's really trying to take care of it. But it's this interesting thing where they play a lot on like the different levels of socioeconomics in New York City at that time, specifically having to do with, wealthy white people versus not wealthy Puerto Rican community at that time. And it's very interesting how they do that. And there's really good kind of subtext to this film. And like I said, the acting's really good. The progression of the actual possession with Joel Delaney is quite good, in my opinion. And I just, this is where the performance in particular for his character comes into play, is that he does such a good job of selling the kind of like subtle off things that start with the possession, that where you're kind of like, well, maybe he's just like stressed out, or maybe he's starting to have some like mental issues, and then kind of where it goes from there. But great slower story. It's like an hour and 45 minutes. It doesn't drag too much, but yeah, it has a decent ending to it and everything. So I actually was a fan of this one. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, this is a pretty good one. And I'm very surprised because I wasn't that excited for it. But this is one of the things I love about getting the Vinegar Syndrome subscription, is that I wouldn't have bought this, but I quite liked it. So there you go. Possession, Joel Delaney. Check it out.